All right, so let's take a look. How the Miranda Sings Colleen Ballinger scandal went off the rails. Went off the rails. I mean, okay. I mean, the title implies that the scandal itself lost credibility by going off the rails.
All aboard.
How about here's an alternative title: How Andrew Quintana's career went off the rails.
You think that might be a play on the train, toxic gossip train thing?
Oh, that would be clever. Oh. That would be clever.
It probably is, huh?
Okay, Bennington.
Do you think it's a reference to our show?
That's what I was
fucking better be
suggesting.
Toxic gossip train. So everything you need to know about the drama tearing YouTube apart. Already it's bad. Sorry. Colleen Ballinger has been a YouTuber star for more than a decade, amassing tens of millions of followers, many of whom found her when they were teenagers or even younger. They fell hard for her potty comedy. And periodically, specifically her fictional alter ego, Miranda Sings. Talentless adolescents who delusionally believe she can sing and also is trying to have sex with their uncle constantly.
Right.
Is that right? Or the
or
uncle is
being
trying
abused.
the other
Yeah,
way
I
around?
guess.
That's
in
funny.
her most comedic attempt. You know what I mean?
To be fair, an uncle molesting his niece is quite funny.
Right.
I mean, that's
Right.
ripe for satire right there, boy.
Especially for like children's satire. That's extra good.
Adult incest.
They love that. The
argument.
children watching YouTube.
The persona resonated with outcast kids who found her, despite desire for fame, to be oh so accurately cringe. Success earned Ballinger a Netflix series, sold out live shows, and most recently, rapidly intensifying controversy. Late last month, Rolling Stones published a story alleging that Ballinger had engaged in inappropriate behavior with underage fans. The magazine verified screenshots of texts in which Ballinger asked a minor about their virginity status and their favorite sexual position. She also asked them to send pictures of their body. Yikes. Well, that sounds bad already. Where we go from here? However inappropriate her alleged behavior was, the article clarified that no sex crime had been committed and that no evidence in review even hinted at the possibility that Ballinger had intended to start a sexual relationship with a child. Okay, so it's cool then.
Right,
so they do end it by running D for her. Ballinger did not respond to Rolling Stone's multiple requests for comment.
Well, it depends on where they go from here, but yeah, I mean,
They're running D for her already. Yes, it's true. She did ask minors about their virginity and asked them to send pictures of their body. However, she wasn't trying to fuck them, as far as we can tell.
good enough for me.
The only thing I've ever groomed is my 2 Persian cats.
Iconic. That is iconic. That is one of the greatest lines in YouTube history.
She thought this is good, and then she
It
wrote
is
that down in
good.
her
It's
in her
so
lyrics
good.
book.
It's so good. To those steeped in the world of YouTube fandom, a chaotic, shape-shifting minefield where allegiances are fortified and swapped by the hour. All right, chill, bro. It's not that crazy. Many of these claims were not new. Ballinger had even already responded to some of them. Rolling Stone's piece was tame, legally sound. Fuck, my dyslexia is crazy right now. I literally said seagully loud. I don't know how that... I couldn't do that if I tried, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a tongue twister. Legally... Thank you. Legally sound, one could argue, compared to the language and rumors that have been flying around for years. Yet his publication preceded stalker allegations against... Wait. Ballinger getting similarly ushered into the mainstream press. Who alleged... Who?
Starker, not stalker.
Fuck. All right. Let me center myself.
Would you like me to read it?
No, I got this.
Okay, you got it.
Just give me a minute. I'm just...
Pull it together.
I'm centering my mind.
You got it. You got it.
I got it.
I got it. A few days after the Rolling Stone piece went live, HuffPost published its own investigation report. Her fans say she groomed them as teens. In the ensuing weeks, Ballinger would be accused of everything from performing a Beyonce song in blackface to texting a sex...
Didn't happen.
Did not happen, as we know. To texting a sex worker's nudes to a minor. Ballinger's legal team has denied she performed in blackface, saying she was wearing... So they're in touch, by the way. They're intimately in touch with her team.
Oh, yeah. Andrew and Andrew.
Andrew and Andrew, tight like that.
Andrew Squared, they call themselves.
So her lawyers say she didn't wear blackface, which we know.
And the other second, much more serious thing, no comment.
And sexting sex workers news to a minor. Yeah, no comment on that. Her Sings tour has been canceled. Her career abruptly stalled. And when reached for comment, Ballinger's lawyers replied in an email that Vanity Fair's inquiries were simply a regurgitation of the baseless and unsubstantiated claims that other media outlets and individuals on social media have reported. When reached for comment. So this is what they told them?
Yep.
Because they probably didn't. They're probably like, what do you think about this? They're like, okay, I believe you. I'm cool. If anyone named Andrew tells me anything, I'm with them.
Right.
We
That's the rule.
and the Andrews, we got to stick tight, dog.
Yeah.
The reality of some of these claims, in turn, the broader narrative around Ballinger remains murky. Various allegations remain unverified, left to endlessly circulate as they fall under the ever-expanding umbrella of inappropriate behavior. Okay, stop.
Talk about the allegation.
Once again, her lawyers have come out against two specific points only. Blackface and the copyright thing.
Claiming videos, yeah.
All the other stuff, mum's the word.
No comment.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Or a super, super vague about everything. It's baseless and unsubstantiated. Like, are you going to talk about specific claims or no? Because if not, we're not listening.
Right.
Just as
Talk
long
about
as
all
it's
of them.
entertaining.
Not just the ones that are not true.
Right. And not important, really.
Talk about the facts.
In a sense, this is a familiar story for the
To
social
this.
media age, but Ballinger's downfall is unique. She brought teens into an adult world and made it feel like it was theirs, then saw those fans turn against her. It's the product of a particular era of YouTube stardom, of a digital persona able to cultivate a feverish and savvy fandom that's been trained to reverse course and maybe seek payback with the first spilling of tea.
Are we using groom and spilling of tea in the same article? Because that's insane.
The thing that's really insidious is if our parents were to just randomly come across this, they don't know, they're not familiar, they just heard a little bit about what's going on, you could probably read this and be like, oh, this is all bullshit.
Yeah, it like murkies the waters entirely. You have no idea what they're saying didn't happen, what did. It's just like, oh, I guess none of this really happened, and it's all
Just this damn cancel culture.
unsubstantiated.
It's all,
Baseless?
dude, the fans have been trained to turn against you with the smallest drop of tea. One drop of tea is all it takes, sis. You could be forgiven if you were one of the millions who, back in the summer of 2020, allied some COVID anxiety by diving into YouTube's drama unfolding between Ballinger and a former fan, Adam McIntyre. Bold, baby. You got that bold text. A then 17-year-old. Ballinger was his idol. Her merch could be seen all over the Irish teenager's bedroom where he recorded his own videos. He was an inspiring influencer himself, making sweet, low-stakes YouTube content about his life. On June 22, McIntyre posted a video to his channel titled, Colleen Ballinger, Stop Lying. In it, McIntyre told several seemingly unrelated stories. One recounted the time Ballinger sent him lingerie in the mail, to his mother's horror. Okay, now I'm not even going to read this parenthetical, but I'm sure it's defending her. The lingerie was new and unworn, and Ballinger has since apologized for sending it. Yeah. I knew it. Anytime something's mentioned that it sounds like really, really bad, they have to add some parenthetical that's like, but it's not a big deal. Another was intended to debunk the rumor that he was secretly behind some anti-Miranda Singh social media account that Ballinger had gotten wind of. A third concerned the fallout of a tweet that Ballinger allowed McIntyre to post, a Miranda Singh's from the character Twitter account that led him to never posting on her behalf again. He'd been considered her social media intern, he said, with hopes of being employed by her one day in that capacity. Ballinger says he only had access to her account for one day, and that if it went well, she had planned to hire him formally. That sounds like bullshit. What? One day?
That's always what she has said.
She just gave him access for one day.
He was giving her ideas and tweets for years before she gave him her login also.
I mean, you can see in Adam's chat log that it's really obvious. There's an ease with that relationship that says to me that they've been doing this for a while.
Oh, yeah, she trusted him.
Because she was like, yeah, go ahead. That sounds good.
Yep.
Like, if that was day one, would you really be talking about posting to your main social media like that? No, I wouldn't. Let's see. The tweet in question was seized upon in queerbaiting by Miranda's fandom, as she came out as a Meghan Trainor fan and led to intense backlash. It might sound strange to hear, but Ballinger had put a fan in charge of her character's Twitter to begin with, but that access went in line with her public image. Yeah, so again, giving a fan access to your Twitter is weird. I've never heard of that. I would never do that. And also, he's a minor. But then, again, in the second part, he attempts to downplay it. But this actually all made sense in line with her public image.
What does that even mean? How did it make sense that she gave her password out to a young fan because of her character?
Here he says Ballinger was closely aligned with her most devoted young viewers.
That's it? So that's why she gave her password away to post on her social medias? No, I don't.
That's
I
like
don't think,
that's like saying Blue's Clues just lets kids post to their Twitter.
Yeah. Not necessarily correlated.
Yeah, what? Everybody has fans online. Doesn't mean they get to shit post to their Twitter account. For her to remove that access, as McIntyre experienced, felt painful. McIntyre felt that Ballinger was guilting him, selfishly preoccupied with her reputation rather than his feelings. After the backlash, she apologized for the tweet. Later, she denied ever blaming McIntyre and said she should have reviewed his tweet more carefully. Again, dummy, you're here saying this was day one. Here, day one, here's my access to my Twitter account. And then she says I should have reviewed it more carefully. There's no fucking shot she didn't review that tweet more carefully. It was day one. There's no shot. Then came the YouTube responses to McIntyre's YouTube accusation. A classic back and forth. If the names James Charles and Tati Westberg mean anything to you, you get the idea. Ballinger, 33 at the time of her response to a teenager, posted a classic apology vlog. She revealed screenshots of Instagram DMs she'd sent to McIntyre and one that McIntyre's mother had reportedly sent to her, which seems to be Ballinger's way of assuring viewers of what really happened, a strategy not unlike McIntyre's. In a DM, she accuses him of going too far. Supposedly in response to him asking her to imagine her newborn son being taken advantage of in the same way he felt he had been. What? Adam.
He's referencing when Adam texted Colleen about how upset he was. He said, like, I really hope that no one takes advantage of Flynn like the way you took advantage of me.
Okay, yeah.
And she's like, how dare you bring my son into this?
Whatever.
Like he wasn't a kid when all of this started.
Crocodile tears. She also elaborated upon the lingerie incident during a live stream giveaway with her fans. Ballinger explained McIntyre had asked for the article of clothing. According to her, he'd even sent photos of him jokingly posing in the underwear to group chats. So, okay, that doesn't make it okay. He's still a child. That included Ballinger and her most noted fans. Ballinger painted a seemingly accurate portrait of the Miranda Sings community, a silly place for kids like McIntyre to belong, looking up to an increasingly famous and powerful public figure. I'm not a monster, I'm not a groomer, and I do not deserve to die. Well, nobody says you deserve to die. Groomer and monster, that's debatable. Ballinger said in the video, alluding to the possibility that she'd received death threats. So this is very much just like, this is like the video she put out that everybody was forgiving her for. This is basically just that.
Addressing everything.
Yeah. Public opinion, or at least YouTube fandom, swayed back towards Ballinger, though the pendulum would swing back and forth for years. McIntyre established a new YouTube identity as Ballinger's whistleblower. No.
Whistleblower.
Frequently posting new videos and racking up 100,000 views by commenting on the hypocrisy of her every move. They're 100% painting Adam as... they're making it sound like every single one of his videos is about Colleen. Meanwhile, Ballinger continued to work on a YouTube channel that was far from her brand to sing satire. Colleen Vlogs offered wholesome. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Colleen Vlogs offered wholesome lifestyle content about her kids. McIntyre appeared to seize on this, accusing Ballinger's brother's family, the Ballinger family, who have a family-oriented channel, of endangering and exploiting their children online. How creepy that I feel I watched them grow up, he said. It's disgusting. His critique gave way to a denunciation of family channels more broadly. Dude. So do you not have do you not think that family content with kids on YouTube with zero regulations isn't a gray area, Andrew? Because you seem to be taking the side that Adam is just saying this without merit just to get views and to talk more about Colleen. What about what he said? For years, this drama was very insular. It probably should have stayed that way. But on June 7th, McIntyre posted an anti-Ballinger video, as he does every so often. This one was titled, My Relationship with Colleen Ballinger. He had new details, he claimed, describing staying up with her back when they were close and listening to her talk about her divorce. According to McIntyre, she embroiled him in a hateful campaign against her ex-husband. Then he came to a realization that shocked YouTube. This woman used me. This woman groomed me. The line set in motion yet another stream of blowback against Ballinger, but this time the word grooming captured the attention of the mainstream press as well. That's also something that her lawyer was like, oh, the word grooming is being misused. So they're very much in line with their optics on this one. The substance of Ballinger's alleged grooming has not gone beyond what McIntyre has described in his video, or what a few other fans alleged thereafter. This is doing a lot of work, bro. This small little, after the comma, the substance of her grooming has not gone beyond what McIntyre described, and also a few other fans that also said stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What did they say?
Yep. Why are you telling me about her wholesome content? Why aren't you telling me about the allegations?
Yo, she literally summarized all that shit to this.
Yeah.
That's like being like, okay, I know this is an extreme example, but it's like, let me think of a good one here. Bill Cosby was accused of roofing this one woman's drink. It was only this one time, and also a few times afterwards, as mentioned by a few other victims. It was only one time, and a few other times.
And like a lot of other times.
That's a psychotic thing to write. It has not been interrogated by media outlets reporting on the controversy either. HuffPost published allegations of grooming flexibly employ the term in a fashion not unlike how it's weaponized in right-wing circles against LGBTQ+. No. Wait, why are you doing that, dude? Why are you making it like that?
Yeah.
Like, why you got to make it like, if you are against Colleen, then you are pro right-wing propaganda. Described behavior does not approach the sexual exploitation or abuse that the actual definition of grooming indicates. I don't think okay, did you link to the definition of grooming? What is this?
There's also a definition of online grooming, which the definition of that does very much fall into what we've seen. No,
it doesn't have to be sexual. I think traditionally it's been used that way, but it's obviously it's becoming a more versatile word. The practice of training someone for a particular purpose or activity. The action of attempting to form a relation with a child or young person with the intention of sexually assaulting them or inducing them to commit an illegal act, such as selling drugs or joining a terrorist organization. Well, you could say the Weenies was a terrorist organization.
According to ChildNet, online grooming is where someone befriends a child online, builds up their trust with the intention of exploiting them and causing them harm. Harm caused by grooming can be sexual abuse, both in person or online, or exploitation to obtain sexually explicit images and videos of the child. But it wasn't of the child. But it was sexually explicit images.
Yeah, I mean, sexual grooming is what her brother did. And that's clearly on another level that's like I'm pretty sure a crime what he's doing. But this is grooming. I mean, what do you want? You want to split hairs on that?
I find it interesting how they're running Dean saying she's not a groomer, and the 2 photos they used at the top of the article are the Kids' Choice Awards.
She makes wholesome children content.
Bro, have you not seen her new wholesome channel?
Yeah.
Where she exploits her children without any... I've never seen it. I can't... I mean, the nature of the relationship
she does
is
shove the
exploitive.
camera in their faces.
Listen, it doesn't matter if they are happy as fuck. That the relationship is exploitative. Their work is dependent on their adolescent kids working.
Yeah.
It's time to be on camera, son. We got to get paid. That's literally child labor. The fuck? The perception of Ballinger as a groomer nonetheless snowballed. Ballinger eventually decided to, what else? Post another video on YouTube. She took out her ukulele to awkwardly sing through her defense, implying the internet seized upon allegations that she's a groomer for entertainment. She said she wanted her fans to be her friends, admitting that desire was wrong. I'm not a groomer, she's saying, just a loser. This apparently seemed to resound. This did work for him, I think.
Not a groomer.
Yeah, no, Andrew was really swayed by the uke.
He's like, yeah, the uke, man.
It's his fave.
It was a little awkward, but it was
like, well done.
She got her point across. The apology was roundly mocked, especially on YouTube, where parodies have already gotten millions of views. Soon, an old video of Miranda Sings performing single ladies in dark green makeup. Stop talking about that. He's talked about this dumb blackface controversy like as much as like that's so nothing.
Yeah. They love to harp on it.
Mate was unearthed by former fans. To find it, you need to have a copy of her book with a QR code linking to it, who said it looked like she's performing in blackface. Her lawyer sent out a statement explaining the use of the makeup. Headlines were changed, although corrections were not issued. Shut up, dude. What are you, her fucking PR? Like, are you her goddamn crisis manager? That being said, they should do a correction. Did they not do a correction?
Imagine if this guy was a huge fan.
Oh, here. This article has been updated to include comment from Ballinger's representative. So it has been updated, dummy. Not a groomer. Just a loser.
Not a groomer.
Just a loser.
Just a loser.
McIntyre and another former fan also alleged that Ballinger sent them nude photos from a sex worker, posting unverified, if troubling, text messages as proof. Racially insensitive comic performances she performed as Miranda Sings that Ballinger later apologized for have roared back on social media. All this is being filtered into the current YouTube content machine. Wrongdoing exposed with a relentlessness that could rival the anti-Amber Heard Brigade. Anti-Amber Heard Brigade.
Dropped a...
Do not try to correlate situations that are not correlated.
Well, the Amber Heard thing was very much, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Again, she's trying to group her in because Amber Heard is now like, I think people see her as like I guess some people see her as the victim of like mob justice.
She was certainly, I think that they were both victims of domestic abuse for sure. They both were horrible to one another. I think she was definitely dogpiled on crazy.
It was pretty intense. So
yeah.
What this author is attempting to do is say, if you believe Amber Heard was treated unfairly, then you also need to believe that Colleen Ballinger was treated unfairly.
He's trying to make teams. He's trying to get people.
Which is exactly what he did before when he was like the LGBT. They're like, yeah, this is weaponized just like right-wing circles against LGBTQ+. This use of grooming is a right-wing hit job.
He's trying to rally up communities for her.
Yeah, this is very manipulative. After Ballinger posted her ukulele video, McIntyre posted a reaction on Twitch. He was incredulous that Ballinger hadn't apologized to him in private, a reminder perhaps that the relationship had reached a turning point years earlier when he sent out a tweet that briefly got Miranda Sings canceled. Back then, a teenage McIntyre perhaps hoped for sympathy, another chance, a way back into the Ballinger fold. The internet is generally too cruel for that. His judgment's too swift. But one can look at the devolution of the Miranda Sings empire and see that the longer it drags out, the harder it is to pin down the exact truth. What They've literally only said 2 things weren't true, which are like the dumbest things. Justifiable outrage turns to silly memes and headlines and videos. If there's one thing the saga of Colleen Ballinger and her fans has taught us, it's that today's YouTube winner is tomorrow's loser. This story has
Weird
been
note
updated.
for it to leave off on. That was not really the takeaway that I had from that article.
I think if it's taught us anything, it's that Adam McIntyre and all these people be lying. Okay, I mean, wow, that was pretty ballsy that they posted this.
Why does it lie?
I think it's crazy that they allowed that to get published.
How are they getting? Oh shit! His whole profile is down.
Oh shit.
I clicked his profile. It just says this page you were looking for is down.
Okay, good.
Shit! Today's writers, tomorrow's
Loser.
unemployed
Yeah.
barista. No hate the baristas. We tip your baristas, people. We love them.
Today's writer is today's not writer.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.